Today we will be doing pathogens, human pathogens. So what are human pathogens? Patho means diseases, and then gen means as in genesis, causes, or beginning of diseases. So anything that causes diseases in humans are human pathogens. So what kind of human pathogens do you know of? What is the main division of human pathogens?
Bacteria.
Nope. So for me, there's cellular, non-cellular. So there are ones that form cells and there are ones that don't form cells. Cellular and non-cellular. But let's talk about the non-cellular one because that's the easier one. The cellular one is the one with a bit more stuff. So for the non-cellular ones, what's the next division for non-cellular ones?
Viruses.
Yeah, genetic material and no genetic material. Can there be no genetic material and the ones that connect are genetic material? Okay, is it possible to have something that's non-cellular and no genetic material but still is a human pathogen?
Prions.
Hey, correct lah, prion lah. Okay, who discovered prions? Choi Sian Hong, you should know this very well. Who discovered prions? Anyone? Prions disease. Nobel Prize winner, very important to know. But for 20 years he was treated as a pariah, literally, because no one believed him. Okay? Stanley Prusiner, remember this name, Stanley Prusiner. Okay, so just because he is considered like, oh, this is a crackpot, blah 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 blah. For 20 years, it took them 20 years to realize that no, he is actually correct. So again, as my favorite saying goes, science is the belief in the ignorance of experts. The experts don't know anything. So you don't worry if next time you write a grant proposal and get rejected. Because quite obviously the guy who reject you, if he was so smart, he would have won the Nobel Prize himself, right? And who is he to reject my idea? Something is new. Just because something is new doesn't mean it's wrong. Something that's everyone else say it does this way. Maybe it's different. Okay, maybe everyone, you see, there's a tendency to do what other people find the same findings as other people, but actually that is a herd mentality. So non-genetic material, prion. So what is the division of prion diseases? Prion diseases is I prefer to divide it clinically. So you have things like dysarthria. What you have is a dysarthria. Usually they have problem speaking and they have dementia. Okay? And then if let's say dysarthria, dementia, and tremors, what kind of prion disease is this? No. Creutzfeldt-jakob. Kuru, yes. Kuru. Okay, which is the tribe that is affected by Kuru? Yeah, but what's the name of that tribe? The Fore tribe, Fore. Only women and children gets it. Why? Yes, only the women and children eat the brain. When the deceased relative dies, only the women and children eat the brain. The men don't eat the brain. So it's epidemiological. So people discover it epidemiologically. Same thing with Nipah virus. What was the thing they noticed about Nipah virus? Sorry?
Only the Chinese.
Yeah, only the Chinese. So, in Sungai Pelek and Sungai Nipah, where it was ground zero for the Nipah virus, there's actually a Malay kampung. So there's Kampung Melayu Nipah, there's the Kampung Cina. Okay? Everyone in the Kampung Melayu, nobody got it. But the people that were dying, getting all this seizure meningitis was in the Kampung Cina. But then they say, is it because Muslim, non-Muslim? But then again, there were also Muslims getting it. Who were the Muslims getting it? No lah! The Bangladeshis, why were they? Because the Bangladeshis were working in the pig farm. Okay, the only Muslims not working in the pig farm were the Malay Muslims who were living in the Kampung Melayu. That's when they realized like, shit, there must be something to do with the pig farm. Okay, so epidemiologically. Alright, so tremors, what happens if you have cerebellar signs? So you have dementia, dysarthria, cerebellar signs.
CJD.
No, CJD, okay, you all keep on managing, is the one with the mild clonus jerk.
Oh yeah.
Patients get this mild clonic jerk, okay? But not everyone gets mild clonic jerk, because sometimes the mild clonic jerk may happen when the patient is sleeping, so you don't notice it. But if the patient has rapid dementia, we actually had a few CJDs in Malaysia. CJDs exist in Malaysia, they have been found in Malaysia. Okay, and then so if let's say, so a lot of people like, I don't want to do the lumbar puncture, ask the new MO to do the lumbar puncture, make sure you wear double glove and all that sort of thing, okay? Because you may just get it, and it's 20, 30 years before they manifest. So this is CJD. CJD, you have a few, you have variant, you have sporadic, you have familial, you have arthrogenic. So variant is, you eat the mad cow. Eat mad cow. Okay, sporadic is unlucky lah. Okay, familial is passed down. Arthrogenic is they used to use the tools that the operating tools they use to operate on the CJD patient, they use it on you. And it is resistant, prion protein are resistant to autoclave, you soak it in acid also is all resistant. So this one arthrogenic cornea transplant, okay, tools, operating tools. Just cerebellar signs. Yes, Gerstmann-straussler-scheinker syndrome. Okay, this is not to be confused with your Gerstmann syndrome. What's your Gerstmann syndrome? Gerstmann syndrome. You have a Gerstmann syndrome, isn't it? What do you get in Gerstmann syndrome? Agraphia, dyscalculia, finger anomia. You tell me what? Sorry, I shouldn't do that. But what finger is this? Ring finger. What finger is this? Index finger. And then you show the middle finger. It's like they can't tell which finger. And then they have left-right differentiation. That's a Gerstmann syndrome. That's a problem with parietal lobe. But Gerstmann is obviously a very productive German neurologist. So he has a bunch of things named after him. Probably there will be some. Okay, Mirza works very hard in the NICU. One day you become professor of pediatrics, then there'll be a Mirza syndrome or something like that. Actually, I want a syndrome named after me, isn't it? It's a bad thing, right? I prefer an element named after me, you know? Minarium. Which is the element that's named after a woman?
Selenium.
No, selenium is selenium. Curium is actually because the husband and wife is together. So curium is actually Pierre and Marie, curium together. I just say it, minarium. Minor is a female. Yeah, hey, don't you want girl power? Hey, usually it's like all the physicists are male and it's named after, it's like girl power, minarium. Scabosa is a
Female.
female, Maria Scabosa. You know Scabosa criteria? It's a female, it's a girl, it's not a guy. Hey, you're not interested in advancing girl power. Yeah, girl power. Couldn't care less. I just want to graduate my MBBS and start working as a houseman. Get married. Oh my goodness, all the feminists are like, what is wrong with girls nowadays? Okay, Gerstmann-straussler-scheinker. Okay, fine. Cerebellar signs is good. Okay, then what happens if, let's say, the CJD, what happens if you have insomnia? This patient literally cannot sleep. Yes, fatal, familial, insomnia. Unfortunately, this actually affected one of my colleagues. She literally had, see, there are a lot of diseases. If you don't test it, we don't know. So she had been having depression, couldn't sleep, so they thought, depression. Then after a while, it was malingering and all that sort of thing. Then she started having seizures. Until one very brilliant neurologist, aka Prof. Tan she decided lumbar puncture and sent it to the US. Yeah. It's $1,000 USD to do the test, and they say that, look, she has a prion disease, she has people with new insomnia. The problem is there are a lot of patients that have a lot of diseases, they have very vague symptoms, and then people just say malingerer, but I can tell you 90% to 95% malingerers, they actually have non-malingering, they actually have something wrong. Or if you don't do the test, how often do we test for porphyria? How often do we test for all these things? We don't. And when we don't, how can we say it doesn't exist in Malaysia? And you know my favorite story about how Tan Chong Ting got his start, isn't it? You all know or not? You know Prof. Tan Chong Ting, the neurologist? You know how he got his start in UM? You all don't know, Hey, No, Nipah was his second major breakthrough. So he actually had one before that.
MS.
It was the existence of MS in tropical country. In the late 80s and also early 90s, multiple sclerosis was believed to be a tropical, non-tropical. It cannot be a disease of tropical. It does not exist in the tropics. That was TJ Dhanaraj's teaching. TJ Dhanaraj. So when Tan Chong Ting told TJ Dhanaraj, look, I don't believe you. I think you're wrong. I have seen multiple sclerosis or symptoms similar to multiple sclerosis. TJ Dhanaraj said, no, you are wrong. So what did he do? So TJ Dhanaraj, so he went out to prove TJ Dhanaraj wrong. As in TJ Dhanaraj, the whole name of thing, TJ Dhanaraj, he went out to prove TJ Dhanaraj wrong, collected all these people with, multiple, by then they also cure and also they all progress lah. So they have all this, developed some spine issue and all, and then young girls, and then lumbar puncture them, send it off to UK to test. Okay, all this oligoclonal ban, 20, 30 years ago, to send to UK to test. We got oil, we got all this money. Why are we going developing all this testing here in Malaysia? Why can't we do all this prion disease testing? Why have to send to Australia, send to where the money all go? So anyway, he proved TJ Dhanaraj wrong. Multiple sclerosis does exist in the tropics. Yeah. That's why Tan Chong Ting is quite famous. And after that came Nipah, which cemented his hole in UM lah. So, alright. Then there is now a newer entity that's been come actually already more than a decade. Combination of tremors and cerebellar signs. Yeah, so dementia, dysalgia, got cerebellar signs, got tremors. It is your variable protease-responsive prionopathy, VPRP. Okay, variable protease responsive. So this one sometimes the protease can cut, some of it the protease cannot cut. So this is also another. So these are all your prion diseases. So they are human pathogens. They are non-cellular, no genetic material, abnormal proteins that they find another abnormal protein. It's like a zombie. A zombie comes to you, bites you, you become a zombie too. So now both of you are zombies. And then you look for another normal person, and then you bite them, and then they all become zombies also. So they are zombie proteins, and then it causes other proteins to become zombies. So after a while, you get accumulation of all these zombie proteins, and then your brain will have holes in it and you die. Alright? Okay, so let's go to the next one. Non-cellular but has genetic material.
Viruses.
Excellent, viruses. Okay, so tell me what is the most famous way to, what is the best way to classify viruses?
Baltimore.
Excellent Baltimore classification. Now, is Baltimore classification named after a person or named after a place? Person, who's that person?
Baltimore.
Full name? And why did he win the Nobel Prize? Hey, you all must know. Actually, everything you find in your biology textbook, in your biochemistry textbook, someone worked very hard and won the Nobel Prize, like Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle? Tricarbonyl cycle. Hans Krebs won the Nobel Prize for discovering the Krebs cycle. Your phagocytosis. The guy who discovered it is some Japanese guy, I forgot his name already. He got a Nobel Prize for discovering it. So everything you read in your biochemistry textbook, someone actually won the Nobel Prize. So David Baltimore won the Nobel Prize for of course he also developed a classification for viruses, but he won the Nobel Prize for discovering reverse transcriptase. Your reverse transcriptase that you're going to turn RNA into DNA and so that you can assimilate into the thing. So someone actually worked hard, find out the thing, and then won the Nobel Prize for it. So everything, you see, so you're actually standing heads and shoulders above the guy. You see, when the Nobel Prize first started its research, they didn't know all these things. But after they completed their research, and then they know all these things, so you're actually standing on the shoulders of giants.